So in this video we are finally going to get round to photographing the Orchid Mantis. So finally getting round to photographing the Orchid Mantis after the disastrous week I had last week with all the mites and all my gardening equipment breaking. And he was molting last week as well, so I couldn't do it last week, but now he's molted and it gives us a bit of an advantage because he's a little bit bigger than he was last week. So let's get our Orchid Mantis. So here is our Orchid Mantis in his little enclosure, and I'm not going to disturb him now because the very first thing we need to do is to set up the scene that we're going to photograph with. So I'm just going to place him down here, and what I want to do is let me get a piece of kitchen towel in, and I'm going to make a very crude model of my praying mantis, like that. That way we can set the camera up and the light without having to disturb the praying mantis. Now our Orchid Mantis is mainly white with dark purple and pink bits. Now white isn't technically a colour, it's a shade. Oh, controversy out there. What we're going to use on our set is split complementary colours. So we want complementary colours to the purple and the pink, which is actually in the same range. And for that, what we're looking for is yellows and greens. So I'm just going to put him over there because we don't want to disturb him too much. We want to get our set up, then get our mantis out for the limited amount of time possible that we need to get the shot done. I'll put my little praying mantis model just there. So what we have is, we got all that stuff that we bought from the spider show a few weeks ago. We also have our plant that we used for Missy when we did one of her last photo shoots. So let's bring the plant up. Here we go, and it needs a little bit of TLC. We've got some dead leaves that need to come off. And the good thing about this is they're actually yellow, so we might be able to use these in our photo shoot. Okay. Alright. So we've got these little bits here that we can use for our shoot, and there's going to be two elements to our set. We're going to have the ground that the mantis is going to be standing on, and then we have the background. Now I'm aiming to have a green background, I believe. So what we can use this funky thing that we bought. Somehow if we can get it to stand up, we can have the praying mantis. Hopefully he'll go up to the top. We have the leaf that we can use. He can crawl across the top there. These bits, I don't think we'll be using these because they're white. They've got white in them. We want to avoid white at all costs because we want the mantis to stand out from the background. So here we have our little bits. We've got three. We want to choose one out of these because we don't want to have the mantis out for too long. I'm thinking I want to try and get the leaf because it's got yellow in it, so it's much more better than the brown. So I'm going to put these away. And by the way, I mean I'm just throwing them onto my bed. Okay. And what I have here are these little gizmos. These are awesome. These are from Bingo. The wife gets them from Bingo. And what I can do is I can set these up to hold our leaf up in place, which I think these are awesome. Gala Bingo. Awesome for macro photography. I also have one of these that will do the same job as well. Okay, on a side note, Jason has actually made a bigger box now for the accessories for our custom diffuser, so we can get our filters in here. We have the different options for the actual diffusing box on the end of our flash, and I have all of the adapters as well in here. Okay, so that's great that Jason has done that. That's awesome. So now I presume that's going to be an option when you buy your custom diffuser. You get a bigger box to fit everything in. Now I can put that into my bag, and I haven't got separate stuff for, you know, you can got adapters floating around in your bag. So I'm going to get my adapter out. Let's just get this set up. Okay, so I have my Canon 650D. I have 65mm of extension tubes on here. That's what we're going to start with. I have the 50mm 1.8, that's the Nifty 50. We have the Yongnuo YN24EX twin macro flash with the custom diffusers made by Jason Canning on here. So as for camera settings, I'm going to start off with 1/200th of a second, an ISO 100 and an f-stop of 8. The flash is set to standard and my position of the heads are standard. This is just to get the look of what this looks like, to see if I like it. But to start building this set, the first thing I need to get right is the magnification from the camera. So for that, I'm just going to get my little ball of kitchen toweling that is roughly the same size as my praying mantis. And I'm just going to photograph it to see what we got. As you can see there, we're far too close to our subject. So I'm going to take off 2 macro extension tubes. So I've taken off 2 macro extension tubes, so we're now running with just the 31mm. And we're going to take another test shot. You can see there that that's fitting in the frame a lot better than it was before. So with that done, now we're going to photograph the leaf. You can see there we're getting gorgeous yellows in there. The background, obviously we haven't worked on that, but we are getting gorgeous yellows on the leaf. We've got a little bit of a reflection that we might have to deal with. But for now, I'm happy to continue. I like that. We're going to put some carrier bags now on the background. Okay, now these carrier bags are pretty good because they can stand up on their own. Right, bring the leaf back. I can roughly see the background there. Right, so you can see from that shot that our background is far too far away for the light to hit it. So we have 2 options here to combat that. If you're out in the wild, you would increase your ISO to expose for the background and then just use your flash as a fill flash. Because we're in the studio, we don't have to do that. What we can do is simply move our mini studio towards the background or move the background towards our mini studio. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and we'll take another test shot. There we go. Looking much better. All we need now is our subject, which is the praying mantis. At the moment, he doesn't want to come out, so I'm not going to force him out. I'm just going to wait. And I will cut the video to when he's happy to play along. He's finally wanted to come out. He's on. Can you see me? There you go. You have to forgive me with the camera work. I'm still new to this. Richard will probably be laughing his nuts off though. But anyway, our praying mantis is ready. Look, he's climbing up the flower, as you can see. And what I want to do now, I need to move my chair because it took him a while to come out. So I was sitting in the chair. I don't like working at the macro studio with the chair. It limits how far down I can get. We're going to get him to go onto the leaf. And one thing you want to do with your subjects, particularly if they're pets, is you don't want to force them into the situation. You want to have them go there themselves. And this is the way you handle spiders. You don't pick up a spider comes to you, okay? And it's the same with the praying mantis. I don't pick him up, I literally just let him go where he wants. And I'm just offering the leaf in the hope at some point he will want to go on there. Our subject is now in place on the leaf. Now we've got to wait even longer for him to actually walk to a position that we like. In the meantime though, we are going to be taking some pictures to see if we have our magnification perfectly correct and whether our f-stop is correct as well. We want his whole head in focus. The rest of the body I'm not too fussed about, I'll just like to concentrate on the head. There we go. Not a very flattering picture, but it serves the purpose of testing our f-stop. Right, so looking at the image, the f-stop looks good, the exposure looks good. We just got to shape our light. I'm going to do my my usual trick of raising the right hand light and pointing it down. This one is going to be at full power. The left hand light is going to come down and be at 1/8 power. So if I show you this on the back of the flash, what we do is we simply click on the ratio button. That brings up our ratio, and I'm going to move over to the right. This menu system is a bit back to front because to me that tells me that the right hand light is at 1/8 power, but it's not. It's in fact the left hand light that is at 1/8 power. Right, I'm going to take another test shot. Okay, so I feel like we're slightly overexposing his white areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock down the flash compensation down to -1 exposure. Let's take another test shot. So I feel we're still slightly overexposed there, so I'm going to bring it down by another stop. Let's take another test shot. So now we're into the area that is the most difficult when it comes to macro photography, and that is patience. We need to be patient to allow him to go onto the part of the leaf that we want him on, okay? I don't want to coax him into it, and I don't want to push him into it. I want to allow him to get there on his own. That way he's not freaked out, he's not panicking, he's just chilled out and relaxing, doing whatever praying mantises do, which is generally hunting and eating. So I'm just going to wait patiently, and like I said, that is the most difficult part of macro photography. What I want to do is I'm going to swap the leaf to this one. That way I got more control over moving it around. So while he's walking around having a time of his life, we can just move it around. Okay, so we might have a shot just here. I want to get the leaf out of focus, so I'm going to drop my f-stop down. I'm going to go to f-stop of a 3.2 and we'll take another shot. Okay, so that's too shallow. So now I've done that, we know it's in between f8 and f3.2, so I'm going to go to, let's try 5.6. So that one didn't quite work out because the background wasn't in position. Again, what I need to do here is try and turn the leaf around and then put him into position. And let's take another shot. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so it looks like 5.6 is the one to go for. We have our exposure, which is pretty damn good. The background is a little bit darker, so therefore he stands out in contrast. And we just carry on taking shots now until we get the one we want. Again, we're having to wait for him to move into position. What I want him to do is to be on the back blade, side, sorry, the side of the leaf. Okay, so that way we have a green background at the top, we have a yellow leaf at the bottom third, and then we have our praying mantis in the the centre of the image. So I want to just make the background just a little bit more rigid. So for that, I'm going to grab my little tripod. Okay, I'm going to open it up and put it inside the carrier bag. There we go. Our background's a little bit more rigid now. Gives us a little bit more of a playing area for when, if he finally comes up onto the leaf where I want him, we'll be able to snap our shot. So his eyes are slightly out of focus. I'm going to increase the f-stop to 7.1 to try and get the eyes in focus and to get as much blur as possible to the leaf. I'll cut his legs off, so we're going to lower the frame down just a little bit to get his legs in. So there we go, we have a nice shot of our praying mantis. All the shots you are seeing in this video are straight out of the camera. They've not gone through Lightroom or Photoshop. The best way to learn is to play. Just get your camera out, take pictures. You're not going to learn if you don't get your camera out and actively practice. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to take some more pictures, which I'm going to put on the screen for you. So there you go, that's the praying mantis photo shoot, the very first one I've done on a praying mantis. I think it went very well. I'd like to hear your opinions on whether we did good on the praying mantis. Leave your comments in the comment section below if you enjoyed, or if you have any advice or tips to give, then please go ahead and comment. Okay, that's it from this video. Like, comment and share if you enjoyed this video. Please share the channel out to all your friends, anyone who you think is going to be interested in the channel. We want to try and get this channel to grow a little bit more. The more it grows, the more fun we can have. But for now, my name is Stewart Wood. I want to thank you for watching this video. Again, if you have any tips or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next video.